So about a year ago in November of 2025, I I finally got my first win, I would say. So it was at it was in our strength class at school, right? So I was a junior in high school. We had this strength class where you like lift weights and yeah, you like lift weights and stuff. It's like a gym class. And so the whole year up to this point, I was I wasn't really trying at all, I guess. This is before I actually liked, like the gym and stuff, like lifting weights. And so I had two friends at my rack that you like partners, like you have groups of three that you like were to like lift with. And so one of these friends, he was kind of like me. He didn't really try that much. He kind of just, he's kind of like me. Like we didn't really care about, like lifting and stuff. And the other friend, I wouldn't say he cared either, but he he really helped me. Like he pushed me once in a while. Is what mean to say. So like we one day it was bench day, right? And we were I was do what I usually do. About this time I would throw on like a 25 and like a 10 or so. I'd be benching like 125 ish, 115, somewhere in there, right? I would always rep that out for like three or four, I don't know. But I was always so scared my whole life of like putting on a plate, because a plate is way bigger than, or to me it looks way bigger than a 25 kind of. So I was always so scared to put that on. And that one friend, the second friend, he always like would do a plate for his like top set. Like he could probably rep it for around like five or so, maybe six. But yeah, so one day he told me like he's like, you're putting on a plate. I'm making you bench a plate. He like put it on for me pretty much, and like he was like yelling at me like, you're doing a plate. And I was so scared. I was like, I don't think I can do this. Just get ready to get ready to help me, because I did not think I could do this at all. I was so like scared of a plate because I've never done it before. And so then I go to lift up. I'm like, all right, fine, I'll try it. So I go to lift up the bar. I go down, and I get it. I get it for one rep. It was really hard though. It was really heavy at the time for me, kind of. Well, I wouldn't say super heavy, but like it was pretty heavy, I would say, kind of. And so yeah, I get it. I'm done, right? I was so happy after this because it's kind of a big milestone when you're younger, at least. And I was a junior, so that's like not, yeah, most kids can probably get a plate when they're like sophomores or freshmen, but yeah, I was kind of a late bloomer. But yeah, that was like my first win. I was so, I like hold some respect for that kid because without him that day, I probably would not have. I mean, I would have obviously hit a plate eventually, but I would not have probably hit a plate for like a couple other months down the road. Like, yeah, it would have probably been at least another few months before I hit a plate. So yeah, he really, and that honestly, that sparked kind of like the gym sort of passion. Because I don't know, before that, I didn't really care. Once I got my first win, I would say, is when I started to like get more passionate about it and be like, man, I can, I kind of like this. You know, progression's a great feeling. So you get one little taste of something, and then boom, you want more, you want more. So yeah, that progression feeling really kind of kickstarted my like gym passion, I would say. Even though I didn't actually really start lifting until February of that year. But so like about 4 months later, I didn't really start lifting, but that first win, it gives you like this sense of, gives you like this high that is, it's, yeah, I love it. It's a great high. But yeah, that kid will always like, I always think of that kid as the kid who got me kind of into the gym in a way. So that was cool. But yeah, so this quote I read one time, it's a really good like mindset to kind of have when it comes to getting your, you know, first win and like having this progression kind of mindset. It's a person is a product of his own thoughts. And you might have heard that somewhere before, I don't know. But it's true. You can choose to just like flip on the switch in your head to like this kind of progression switch where you just want to keep going up and up. And if you fail at something, you don't have to like you can obviously like just learn from it. You don't have to get all down on yourself and depressed because you failed the thing. No, you can literally choose like you have like two sides of your head. You can switch on the positive, like happy side at any time. It doesn't matter where, when, or like who. You can just do it. You know that's why every day I try to like have this progression mindset. Like, okay, did I get better at this certain thing than I did like a month ago? Because it really does. It makes a difference. Your mind is very like your thoughts are very like very like they really show who you are, kind of, I guess. The way you act, the way you think is such a big like difference. So if you just choose to flip on the I can do this, all right, let me just increase, like progression overload in the gym, right? It's a perfect example. Just continuing to like increase it tiny bit by tiny bit, like the weight or the way you do something, because it just progression is like one of the best things for anyone. It's a great feeling. So yeah, and then if you just flip on that switch all the time, then you'll be way more like a happy person. That's something I have to learn the last sort of year-ish or so. You just have to don't like you can compare yourself to others, but don't do it in a way where you're getting down on yourself, like, oh shoot, he can bench 275 and I can only bench like a plate. No, like you have to you just like use it as fuel if you have to. You have to know how to use like certain things like that. Use it as fuel. And look at me now. I can bench probably 195 now, ish, 190, 195. I mean, I just came off a cross season, so I got I lost a little bit of weight, so I'm not like as strong as I could be, but it doesn't matter. So yeah, one win at a time. That's the thing I need to preach to you is just use if you can use a tangible like win that you've gotten recently, at anything, any area of life, and just use it as like a sort of like a jump pad to bounce you up to where you want to go. Just keep progressing. So yeah. Always remember, stop doubting, start doing.